the people that don't worship the image of the beast, and the people that do worship the image of the beast, right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And you tell me what sounds worse, right? Now he said beheading and persecuting, right, for a short time, right? It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead, right, or in his hand. Now watch this. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yep. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast or his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. What sounds worse? You know, a beheading and persecution from these guys. Yeah, it's going to get bad on you, or complete torment. The Lord has the ability to torment you, you know.
Because those same people that are rooting and cheering for the downfall of the men of the Lord for resisting that mark of the beast, the men of the Lord will get the victory and see their burning,
right,
all right, in that lake of fire.
That's right.
All right. Just like those authorities in a concentration camp, or however they tormenting the men of the Lord, all right, they'll have their time to do that, but after that, they'll be completely tormented and destroyed. And ain't gonna be no remedy for them, man. Right? 16 and 2. Oh, like you said, but even before that, the people that take that microchip, man, we're gonna get into it real quick. This is 16 and 2, I think.
You talking about the cancer?
Yeah.
They're gonna have the cancer.
Yeah, the boy talking about the
previous
story.
Yep.
It's like 16. I just said 16 and 2.
Get that up.
I'll start at 16 and 1.
Now, this is Revelation chapter 16 and verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth.
And see, they keep the angels carrying out the will of the Heavenly Father, calling out the vials of the wrath of the Most High on the earth. But the Heavenly Father don't have to do anything. He just had it written. Man. He's going to have the angels carry out judgments. Man. That's why the scriptures say that the spirits created vengeance. All right, those spirits are the angels carrying out the judgments of the Heavenly Father. And when they get the command, they do what is commanded of them. Man. And they don't show no remorse, man. All right?
With King David?
Yeah, King David.
He saw that angel.
Yeah, the prophet Gad. He numbered Israel.
Yeah.
You know?
They love them angels. They love to do the Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
The Heavenly Father the Heavenly Father had to say, stop.
And you
did enough.
And you picked the right and precise judgment, rather fall into the hands of the Heavenly Father. Right? Because the Lord's mercy. It could have been famine, it could have been being slain before the enemies, but he chose to fall into the hands of the Lord. You know? Yeah, until all hell breaks loose. You know? Until people start dying, and you know.
People love wickedness.
I know, yeah. The average,
as long as you can be a lesbian or a freak, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right till the food shelves are empty. That's what people will want answers. You know,
and they supposed to do that though.
Yeah, exactly.
They're supposed to.
Exactly.
Y'all been looking at you know how people be recording videos in the fast food places like McDonald's, and they be just bugging the hell out of the stores. They be the same ones doing that shit.
And the Most High marked it. He marked it. You know, she's gonna be a victim of it. She might get one of them cancer boils, you know, and then be finished off with the nuclear missile. Right?
Like no chicken. Bullshit. How's she gonna say bullshit? There is chicken in that mother. Right.
People don't really understand how bad it's going to be out here, man. Yep. You know, this is like a slow moving train wreck. See the car on the tracks. The car can't move, man. The train is coming slowly, finally it hits. And then that's it. Oh yeah, that's how. Oh, you see them floods in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Man, that stuff was crazy. Yeah, they got boats going up to people's windows, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's bullshit then, man. People in distress, man. See, right now we have distresses in different pockets of the country. Yeah, Louisiana, you know, up there in New Jersey, New York. I think with millions people partying, trying to get back to the sense of normal.
You just keep yours and take it off.
That's normal. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. So
This is Revelation 16 and verse 2. It says, "And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image."
yeah, so they gonna get jacked up, man. They gonna get cancer on like, oh, you already put the vaccine in you. You got cancer through now, man.
Oh, it's just like Resident Evil all over again.
Yep.
All sorts of disformities and shit.
Yep.
That's the main camera.
It's addressing your body, man. Now you took the vaccine, and then you're gonna take the microchip on that. On top of that,
I just it's in connection there to this.
Walking around here like Tom. Yeah.
jacked up.
Somebody not even called.
They said, I ain't gonna take it. I'm not gonna. Well, first it was the RFID vaccine that came out. But then you had people all over saying that they're not going to take the vaccine and all that bullshit. How many people took? Look who's advertising. Look who's advertising. Black people. You know, black people are the biggest sellouts.
But scripture say my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. They giving to that. Man.
Yeah.
You know, the Most High gave them over to their own affection, man. You see it.
This is Psalms 49:11. Then with daughters that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. That's just not Esau, but our people too. They really wholeheartedly believe that, and that's why they go almost just as mad as Esau at this point.
Yeah, because you put your trust in Esau in his way, like he's gonna rule forever, man. The so-called white man is not gonna rule forever, man. He's about to go down, man.
Right.
He's gonna lose his whole complete power. All right, and he's not gonna come into power ever again, man. All right,
because because our people join with him, our people gonna fall with him.
You're gonna fall right along with him. Yeah.
You can't be on both sides of the fence.
And that's why I got that scripture here for that too. This is Isaiah 9:19. It says, "Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land dark, and the people shall be as fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother." That's big thing. It says, "And he shall snatch on the right hand, and he shall be on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied."
And they're gonna be so bad, they're gonna practice cannibalism. And they're gonna do it to their own self.
They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm.
Every man the flesh of his own arm. We get into the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, man. All right? We're telling people the ugly that's about to come in this society, man.
Not the Christian way.
No, it's not the Christian.
That they tell you in the church.
No.
God so loved the world. That madness. But look at everybody. He really loved the world. Yeah, he loved the world, all right. But he do love the world of the Israelites. The elect, starting with the elect, and ultimately all Israel.
Yeah, because ultimately y'all Israel's going to be saved, you know. But they got to die first.
Yeah, they got to be put out there
Yeah,
misery.
they got to, yeah.
I got a scripture on that too. We started about the couple that came by too, and our people in general. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 15. It says, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Right? So it's actually where these people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, ashamed when they were going on for the abomination, right? It says, nay, which means no. It says they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush, or they didn't even have a second thought about it. You know, they didn't think about it, right? Like them that walk by, bullshit. It's like that guy that came by we call them the Barabbas that walk by. You know, you don't have to pull with that bullshit, you know. Like that. Yeah, because people love wickedness. Yeah. I mean, you tell a child that's been eating fucking cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you put some vegetables in front of them, what do you think gonna happen? They're like, man, get the hell out of here with that. I don't want that shit. And that's the truth. The truth is sweet though. You know?
They have a habitual habit
for wickedness.
Yeah, they have a habitual habit for wickedness.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah 4:22. They're wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. But this is what's getting ready to happen to the people, right? They want to love these people. They want to keep eating that cake from these people. That's that. There you go, right there. Yeah, that's that artificial cake sweetness, man. Yep. We got the natural sweetness. Yep. It says, therefore, they shall fall among them that fall. Right? Yep. These people go fall. Right. These people go fall, man. and our people go fall right along with them. Right? Yep. Because if these people crumble, you know, our people aren't going to be happy about that. Yeah. You know, because our people love this society, especially our counterparts, you know, especially them, you know. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
31?
I said 31 and it jumped down to about 12.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, starting with verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord.
Rebellious children. Oh, yeah. They came up against the Lord's prophets in the ancient days. That's why you see it now. All bullshit. This bullshit till you in distress. You'll be the first one. Oh my God. God, help me. Screaming. You know?
Yeah, hey, when the World Trade Center was going down, there was a guy that is atheist, and he made a call to
the
fire department. Yeah, and as it was going down, right when it was going down, his last word was, "Oh God!" But then the phone cut off.
And that's it.
Atheist ain't got nowhere to go. I was on a phone with one of them. I didn't know he was atheist because he tried to, you know, he was talking about the whole jab ordeal and all that. I was asking him a couple questions. I ain't telling him nothing like that. I was asking questions. And he said, well, you know, Jesus said to love your neighbor like you love yourself and all that bullshit. But then come to find out, he commented to somebody else because somebody else came back on him, which I did too because he couldn't answer me. That's what they go back to when they ain't got shit to do. Oh, he said, I'm atheist, so I don't know. But then they quote scriptures. Yeah, he caught a couple up here like that. Because pretty much I was saying, well, I remember Jesus saying that don't trust the enemy. I remember Jesus saying that I pray for them, I pray not for the world. But then he goes, no, Jesus, the son of Sirach. You don't know what you're talking about. The son of who? He said Jesus, the son of Sirach. It's not Jesus Christ. So he said goodbye. He just but I don't even entertain those guys. Well, that's when I quit because but then I look back on there and he told me somebody else said that he was atheist. Then I told this other guy, I'm like, man, he over here saying he's claiming he's atheist, but trying to tell me what Jesus said and what he didn't say or who he is. But that's what you was just going back to. because when they ain't got nowhere to go, they start trying to bring out scriptures. You know, they start trying to bring out scriptures.
If I can say this, because yeah, it made mention about the World Trade Centers. These buildings, man, they don't have no fire escape plans, man. Okay? Yeah, this building right here, you all the way at the top floor.
It's a fire escape plan. You just jump out. I can't tell you what's going to happen after you jump out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
You should have a parachute.
Something.
Yep. That's smart, though. Have a parachute. But then you might open it and it don't open because it's been sitting so long.
Yeah.
You know them elites, you know what they do. They're going to sabotage the parachutes.
You wouldn't even get that much hang time from off of that. You got to be up in the airway.
Like that middle floor, imagine like this crumbling down and shit. Or crumbles from the bottom and then the whole thing just falls. You imagine that shit? That's because they trust in Egypt, man.
Yeah.
Who's going to build shit like that, man? That's a rock. Stable. Old.
I would say.
They don't even make the players.
The building just came down in my eye.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't as cold as that. People still die.
You're going to have buildings, more buildings collapsing. You're going to have a lot of tragic events that's going to take place.
You got, like in New York, the floods, people with $3,000 apartments flooded.
Yeah, once you put up in the elevator, in the subway.
Yeah.
Imagine if that building tipped over and fell. Now hit all the other buildings. People inside would be dead, and then people on the ground. Yeah. And a lot of people die. That's a triple. But ultimately, the Most High is going to destroy all this, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
All of these buildings
It's gonna be
flat.
Yep.
No building, no remembrance of buildings or anything.
That's
With a total desolate, man.
Yeah, scripture story. And the only remembrance would be is that we go tell our children, yeah, we was from there. They had all kind of shit going on in there. They walking around naked. And the women that came back in the reincarnation, they're gonna be like, I was like that. And the niggas like, I was on a bike smoking blunts. You know?
That smoke gonna be going up for a long time.
It's going to be mesmerizing. Yes. Going up for a long time.
Hey, you look at the 9/11 when that collapsed, that smoke was going up for weeks almost, right? Months. It was a long time. But imagine America. The whole cut, man, that smoke gonna be going up ages, you know? This is Malachi 4:1. It says, for behold, the day cometh, they shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Yeah, that cuts out your global woman, man. You know, the ultimate woman is going to be when they come to burn as an oven, man.
Right.
You start trying to use this climate change and stuff, tax you, make more money off it. Nuclear missiles, that's going to bring the global warming, man. When these nuclear missiles get shot, man. Mainly on America, man. Let's talk about how the Earth is going to knock to and fro like the trumpet, man. How the Earth is going to knock off the sport, man. It's axis, man.
Yeah, Isaiah 24.
For the Revelation chapter 18, verse great that whole chapter. Yeah. Start at verse 7, right? It says, how much she glorified herself and lived deliciously, right? Because America is a very prideful nation. You know, America is very proud, and the people of America are very proud, right? Now,
and the riches we've gotten off of slavery.
Yeah.
And oppression of different of our people, mainly our people.
Right.
In order for you to call it a great country, you have to acknowledge that you stole it from the so-called Native Americans.
Right.
You might fail to do that.
Yep.
You don't like to talk about your past history, man.
Yep.
Because it's a shame. It's a stain to you as the people.
It says, and look, I said that, look deliciously. It says, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Yeah, because you see all of these countries, they go through all of their hell.
Yeah.
But America goes through their shit, but they don't go through it like the other nations do.
Yeah.
Because behind it, a lot of the suffering of their nation is American foreign policy. All right, policy that comes out of one of the city states, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So in her mind, can nothing happen to be the greatest military on the face of the earth. We have the finest soldiers, the finest weaponry. All right. But guess what? The Most High is going to give you torment and soul, right, man? Yep. You know, in 1 hour too, man, because it's only going to take 1 hour for this place to be destroyed, man.
Yep. Right.
It's going to turn into the biggest death trap in the history of the world, man. Babylon the Great, America, man. Because once the missiles get shooting, if you win it, you on ground zero. When those missiles hit, you're finished, man. You're gonna be a piece of history, man. You're gonna be part of history.
That means the other father just gonna come in and just wreck. Oh man, just from 8 to 9 o'clock. You know, that time goes by fast. So that means he's gonna do total damage to this place.
It's like, you know, it's not one thing to do, and that's it. The entire day is over. Well, that's why the scriptures say that Babylon have been the golden cup. If you can get that in Jeremiah, Babylon have been
51.
the golden cup.
51.
Because the Most High had a long time holding this place up and brought it to this grandeur, so to speak. All right, the golden city for this one particular hour to destroy it.
And in Lamentations 4, the 4th chapter 2.
It's like humiliation. You know, it's like humiliation. It's like this, you know, the Most High gave you power, and like Lisa said, all this time, they all this work that they put in to build this place up. You know, you had Edomites die to build this place up. You know, all this work just to have it all go just like that in 1 hour. Just like that. That's humiliation, man. You know, the Lord seriously get ready to humiliate these people.
And it'll never be rebuilt again. Nope. Like we said, the fire is going to burn for a season, a long season.
They're working hard for nothing.
Yep. Well, the scriptures talk about how these people wear themselves very badly. You got people working 2 and 3 jobs to make a living, to think of a future that's not going to take place, man. You know?
That's crazy.
You got people that kill themselves over a Federal Reserve note, which is not going to mean nothing, man.
You got I was just thinking about that. People that be like 70 years old, still working, talking about they can't retire yet.
We got that shit happen too. Who's that on that? Who's he at? Jeremiah 50.
Yeah.
You got that?
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against, it says, and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, and a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. But in the day of trouble, in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigade. Yeah. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through her streets. It says, for Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, Yahweh, of the Lord of hosts. Through their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." Babylon, verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken.
Yeah, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the nations drunken, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they taking on the philosophies They're taking on her economic system. All right, and they become drunken with her ways, man. All right, to the point where all of these nations are going to get mad. All right, it's not even looking good for Joe Biden, okay, and the American government because of what all these nations are seeing, man, in regards to their leadership. Because when you're in a leadership position, everybody's looking at you, man. Everybody, your enemies are looking at chops. They're looking for weakness. All right. The other allies are looking if you can help them if they're in distress. All right. So all of these nations are looking, man, and they're going to end up getting angry.
Well, actually, when you mentioned it, because I haven't done it. No, I did do a video on it. Whereas Israel, because America backed out of Afghanistan, Israel says when America is strong, when America is strong, we look strong. When they look weak, we look weak. So you know that definitely says something. So that tells you that all their allies are definitely looking. So that leaves an impression, and he even said it. The guy even said it. That makes other allies angry because now they can't keep up with what they're supposed to do.
Go to the book of Obadiah. 1 and 4.
And they invested too. It's like it's messing their investments up.
Yeah.
But then all these other countries don't want to be allied to a weak nation.
Right.
I sent the picture in the chat that China, they was cutting off all the effeminate men from off of TV. They said that they're not with that stuff no more.
And it's funny because weeks prior, other nations like India, they're banning homosexuality.
Russia too.
Russia.
Yeah, they've been a staunch advocate for street bullies.
The Taliban, they just issued a warning. I got it from an article, brother. I believe you can watch it. He said, they warned the U.S. not to interfere with their treatment of women. You know, because you know the U.S. They always push out these articles that they're doing this, they're doing that because they're not westernized. They're not having no more of that westernized shit there, man. And all these other countries are not having no more of that. And this is what the Lord said. The Lord said he about to start stirring things up. We always said that he's going to send some form of order on this earth before he comes back. That's what I was saying. But now, when I noticed it, I was like, with all the wickedness that goes around, the Lord started showing that you can try to promote all the wickedness you want. There will still always be a natural order. Always. We can't get rid of it.
The scripture says, surely you're turning the things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. So the Most High gave you a time to turn things upside down, but then when he makes it right side up, it's just going to be like it was nothing, man.
Oh, it's wrong. It's bad. Homosexuality is bad when in Britain, I recorded this, in Britain, they have the rainbow flag out in the street, mind you, it's like the crosswalk. When the horses walked up to it, they started freaking out and going around it. Then one of them was too afraid to even walk with the shit. Oh, that's bad, but they don't even agree with that. Animals know the natural order. It's bad. It's bad when a roach knows its natural order better than a sheep. Better than a person in general.
Yeah, they don't even want to walk down the streets where they were putting black and trans lives matter. The horses didn't even want to walk down the streets.
They see animals. They know seeing demons.
Well, the animals are spiritual. Going to that story of being in the daylight. Y'all have seen it. They ain't. And it's off.
Our Lord.
Yeah. You gotta wait to see if no one start talking to you.
Yeah. And look, people, your reaction, it might kind of it'll prefer, when it actually happened, and these people ain't really seen nothing yet. When stuff start to actually happen, that's when that fear gonna come.
He had a few encounters with that part, like how long or any animal, you can see it just stare, or sometimes look at a certain direction because they see fear. They can see it.
Yeah.
Babies are known for that too.
Yeah. Because when I was young, there's certain spots when I would go over family members' houses. When I was young, all of us, brothers probably went through this. And you went in a certain room and you ain't want to go, something ain't right.
Somebody your body motion doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you ain't want to go upstairs. Like, I don't want to go, Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
I get that.
Spirits.
Sometimes it just don't allow you to go up there. That's what these guys are. This is why these people here have an advantage over our people, because our people are all about the physical. These guys here know it's all about the spiritual. That's why they don't have an advantage over us up here. That movie Shrek. Remember that movie Shrek? You remember Donkey, right? That explains why they made him sound like a Jake. I just thought about that scripture. That explains why Jake voiced him, man. Numbers 22 and 22.
Spiritual.
Then we go back to 22. That's not a count. Numbers chapter 22, verse 22. It says, and the Most High's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and the sword drawn in his hand. He said the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way. It says, and went into the field, and it says, and Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in the path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself unto the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left.
Hold on a second. Anybody in the comment board, we get ready to end it, but we got another one. We got another one rolling at the same time, same channel, so you might come out, go back. I'm not sure. All right, end that one. The water.